Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for State of Origin Match 2. It is going to be a tough one. Home game for Queensland. Currently, the Blues down 1-0. Now, if there was ever a time to pull back an upset victory, it's here. But how do they do it up against a side that beat them in the last one?
Well, I think looking at the highlights and that we've seen before, I think the Blues are actually quite soft on defence, I thought. So they've really got to sharpen that up. Queensland scored, a couple of soft tries there with missed tackles, charged to bundle people out in the corner. Well, the old days, they were smashing those guys, putting them in the third row. You shouldn't end up with two guys getting missed tackle and a guy scores in the corner by falling over, basically. So I think the Blues have really got to get their defensive set and they've got to muscle up here.
Because the two that you mentioned that missed those tackles, they were Tedesco and Luai, who I think have to be two key players for them in this contest if they want any chance of walking away with the victory. Looking through this Queensland side, they are looking just as strong as they were in the last match. Xavier Coates, Reece Walsh, and Tuolangi as that back three. They're going to be dangerous throughout this fixture. Also in the midfield, Valentine Holmes, Fido managed to get himself the try in the last one. Munster, he also crossed the dotted line, didn't he? Well, Cameron Munster getting himself the try. Daly Cherry Evans even having a little bit of biffo with a few of the Blues players throughout game one as well. And looking through at this four-pack, Tino Fasul, Malawi, of course, he is one. Always keep your eyes on David Fafita, Thomas Flegler. He actually found that nice offload at the end of the game to score the last try for Munster. Yeah, very strong Queensland side at home. Looking through at the Blues, like I mentioned, Teddy Tedesco, he's at 15. Brian To'o, very quiet in the last matchup. We didn't see a huge amount of him. Saw the try for Stephen Crichton as one of the centres alongside Turbo, Tommy Trebojevic, Josh Adokar, Jerome Luai. This backline says try scorers.
Yep.
But last week it said something slightly different, or last game, I should say. They still put in a good performance at times, those men on attack. But I think this game, definitely with it being at Suncorp Stadium, they always say it's one of the hardest environments to play in with the crowd right around you. And this one's going to be a tough battle out there on the field. I think we're going to see a few big hits along the way as well, just like we did for the last game. We have got the snooze in the chat. Also, Amelia, Crip, Grant, and Drippy. Also, Not Mama's here. You guys are all doing very well, and I hope you're excited for game 2 of the State of Origin series. This is pretty much, I would call this currently the decider in a way, because
there's no coming back from here for the Blues.
Yeah.
If they lose this one, that's it. It's gone. Doesn't matter where the next game is. They're only playing for second place. So the Blues have to win. That's all there is to it. They've got to go 1-1, decide the next game. They can't do anything else. So defence is key. But they've also got to get those attack, like you say. They've got oodles of attacking players and oodles of try scorers. So they've got to click. They've got to get it together. And it's not going to be easy.
Mm-mm.
They're in Brisbane's territory now, or Queensland's territory now.
Well, the big thing is, if they get it right here, the next game, it's on their territory.
Yeah.
Although last year, I believe Queensland were actually able to beat the Blues in Blues land. So
yeah, it doesn't happen very often, though. Normally, traditionally, the ones that have had the home game, it's the hardest to win. So a little bit like playing the Crusaders at Christchurch, isn't it?
Yeah. That next game, it will be on a Wednesday as well. It seems really weird having 3 Wednesday games rather than a Sunday in there somewhere, isn't it?
They always used to be Wednesdays.
Did they?
Yep.
I thought they used to go Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, or something like that.
No, buddy.
Check the weekend game in.
I'm sure they've always been Wednesdays. I only brought in the Sunday shit, buddy, for you fellas. Young generation.
I see.
You poor buggers that can't get up at buddy. Hey, go to work on a Thursday morning.
26-18 was the score in that first game. That was played at Adelaide Oval. Yep. So neutral territory. Now Queensland firmly the favourites for this matchup, but people were feeling like the Blues have got something up their sleeve here. They didn't really show their best side in terms of what they could do in that first matchup. And for Uncle Hamish's dad to explain this weird game, says Grant, and your brother straight out, says Crip, and also Queensland on top, says Tailili, and also did someone hear the sound of the whole fart as it swam past the Titanic. There's Mumbo Jumbo Kiwi. Oh, the whale. Nah, not sure. Not sure what you're on about. I know that people were talking about a submarine going missing near the Titanic the other day.
Yep.
But I think they ended up finding that, didn't they?
Well, no, they haven't rescued them yet, but I think they've discovered that they're still alive. Yep.
And because of the camp, says Crip there. And also Queensland evening, gentlemen, says David. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hello, everyone. This is the best sports product at the moment, says Joshua. And also a big game tonight. I hope this code treats me better than the true mighty, says the snooze. Yeah, that's the thing. We've got this game. We've got a Super Rugby Pacific final just around the corner.
Just had the Ashes test. What a great game that was.
NRL
Very
finals
exciting finish.
almost coming around the corner as well. There is definitely plenty on in the sports world. You've got the Under-20 Rugby World Cup starting this weekend as well.
Yep.
Where the Aussies take on the Flying Fijians at 2:30 a.m. You see my message says, Kevin, if it was a membership message, they don't come through. I do see that you became a member, though, a little bit earlier on today. There we go. We'll put that up on the screen for a little bit. New to the channel, this should be a good game, says Defunk also a bit earlier on, and this will be a close game, 15 Queensland, 12 New South Wales. I will listen to the game in the morning, says Kevin in there as well. But now, the Blues. If there's ever a time to get it right, it is now for this Origin series. If they don't perform, we are going to see the Queenslanders walking away with at least a 2-0 series.
Who's kicking off?
I believe
Queensland to kick off for the look at it.
Does look that way, doesn't it? Tedesco fired up. Didn't really fire in the last contest. Queensland, though, we are now underway.
First contact.
Now, last game, it was a big hit for the first shot, and Junior Polo's certainly going to be a man that if you throw him at the line,
he's a big unit.
He's going to cause a few problems.
Right. Like a Mack truck coming back.
Comes Ryan To'o, already searching for that ball. I think in the last game, he didn't really touch the ball out on the wing. The Blues backline wasn't able to get those effective passes together. Whereas for the Queenslanders, they were able to get those passes out wide to Coates, out on the other wing. They managed to find Tuolangi. A big shot there. Coming in on, what's their number 13? No, number 12. Who's that? That's old Hudson Young, I think. Now up to the halfway line, fifth and final. Back into the pocket, Nathan Cleary puts it high.
A lot of pressure on the kicker there. Just send one man through, basically.
I apologise, not Nathan Cleary. That's Mitchell Moses. They haven't got Cleary for this one.
No.
Which is a big change for them.
What happened to him? Was he injured?
I think he's injured, yeah.
I read something about that, during the week. Righto. This New South Wales point here, they've got a man up here. They've got him 20 metres out. It's a big hit.
Yeah, Coates driven backwards. He was actually a player who I thought played pretty well in game one. That's a big shot. Mitchell Moses has managed to slow him down a little bit so that Tommy Turbo can wrestle him to the turf, trying to get the 6 more, and they will end up getting it. In fact, they end up with the penalty instead.
Yeah. Milk the penalty out of it.
And Turbo might score the first try, says Drippy there, and thanks for the shout-out, says Defunk, no worries. Thoughts on Sean Stevenson not making the original squad of 36. Seems like a bit of an insult to the guy to be like, hey, you're kind of in the squad, but you're not. And you're only in the squad if Mark DeLea gets injured. Which he's already injured, but it's like if he gets more injured. Rough call says Attractive Sports. And also don't give New South Wales room to manoeuvre. Queensland already with that first penalty now find themselves not too far out from the Blues 22.
25 metres out.
Nice back line.
Nice back line move. That's a great tackle.
Valentine Holmes. Tackle by his opposite number, Stephen Crichton. Big run. Waio has to make the tackle there on Ruben Cotter.
New South Wales got to get off the line here.
They've got that backline option on the left, and they're deciding to use it here. Reece Walsh, one more. Throwing the ball back into play. I believe he was just in touch. Right, they've survived the first onslaught because that's the first attacking chance. Turbo's injured by the looks of it. Looks like shoulder or arm of some sort on that left-hand side. Or is it rib? It looks like right shoulder here. The Tommy Turbo might have just got a little bit of a stinger on the top. Oh, they're saying he's going to be gone for the game. The worst thing is it was because he tackled Reece Walsh around the head. And then they're saying he's torn it. They've said about 17 different injuries that Turbo Tom might have at the moment.
Now it actually got the whole lot.
They also said he's not going to be back for the rest of the game. And by the looks of him there, Turbo Tom, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of his possibly Origin series, not just this contest. And Moses.
Well, I'm pleased I didn't get my money on him to score a try.
No, although I'd like to think they'd give it to you back if he only lasted a minute out there. Of course, Tommy Turbo is injured, says Cooper. An unfortunate one, though, because that means straight away you've lost one of your star players in that back line. Zayo passes off to Junior Paulo. Tackled by Thomas Flegler. Like I mentioned, he was actually the assist of the try right at the end of the contest for Cameron Munster. Back to Moses. 39 metres gain, not a huge amount of meterage.
No.
For that set. Taken to the back from Reece Walsh. Stepping from the youngster. From him back a few extra metres. I said to my boss, to win the series, I have one game left. Says this news. I don't know why New South Wales are chest pumping for. How they almost gave away a try.
Yeah.
I guess the key is almost for them in this case, isn't it?
Wow.
Wrestled down by the collar there.
They just seem to be lacking a little bit of intensity at the moment, New South Wales. They're sort of sitting back, sort of watching Queensland come to them, which is a bit of a worry.
I guess that also comes with so many attacking threats in the Queensland backline. You don't know whether it's going to be Walsh, whether they're going to go out wide to Coates, or whether someone in that midfield, Valentine Holmes or Fidel, are going to throw themselves at you. Now here comes the Fox, non-existent in game one.
True story.
Hardly saw the man. I think he had maybe one or two runs. Other than that, we didn't really get to see him in action, which is a bit of a shame because if he's through a gap,
he's got to get himself involved then, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nice run from Teddy Tedesco around the side of the breakdown.
Nearly snuck away.
Their third, trying to get up to the halfway line. Here's Brian Todd bumping off a player. Now bumping off another there, but in the end, Tino Faso Malawi able to get him around the bootlaces to stop him. Another quick little snipe around the side. That's a much better set from New South Wales.
Yeah, 53 metres gained that time.
Back high, no one really chasing. No one wants it. The ball bounces awkwardly, but luckily for Queensland, it sits up on Valentine Holmes. Oh, that was almost a knee to the head from Josh Adokar when he
absolutely no pressure on that whatsoever.
No one really wanted it, did they? They were all just hoping for that bounce. It's like an AFL where the ref just slams the ball down. There's good luck. What ball there?
That ball.
Already we see the trainers on the field. Nice run there from Daly Cherry Evans.
Rely on this fella here, I think, because he was the one that made that tackle before on.
Got
his head scrambled a little bit.
Was it 16 or 15? I think it was Ruben Cotter, wasn't it? Number 16.
Yeah.
He's got a mullet. There's actually, there's a few mullets, but I think there's less mullets this year than there was last year in Origin. Nicely taken by Brian To'o. 6 minutes in already, still sitting at 0-0. First try of the last contest, I believe we ended up seeing it was scored by Queensland, wasn't it? In fact, they might have almost got the first two. That will be the penalty. That looks like Munster now with a bit of a forearm injury. I don't know if he's still holding his arm because it's injured or if he was just holding it trying to say maybe he didn't try and give away that penalty. Yeah, continued tackle after held. So I'd say he was going, no, I was holding my arm right, my own arm. That one ref didn't buy.
I think they got milked a bit, I think. He decided if he was going to have his arm in there, then he'd make the most of it, flipped him over with it. He's going, my arm hurts a little bit after he flipped me, but
wondering how much explosiveness we're going to see from Junior Paulo early because he already looks like he slightly slowed down for that run, didn't he? It seemed like he quite had that same intent. The Blues, though, with the ball in hand. Off to Zayo, inside ball now. Payne Haas finds a nice little offload, although it doesn't look like, oh no, it's a bit of a shocking moment for Mitchell Moses. Does manage to regather without knocking the ball on, though. That's the main thing for the Blues here.
It was a really good offload, but nobody was awake to it, so it fumbled past the first guy, and they lost about 10 yards out of it.
Yeah, rather than having that attacking play, that's a good run from Mitchell Moses, though.
Good step.
Fifth and final. Blues find themselves about 20 metres from the line. Jerome Luai, little grubber behind. Tedesco trying to chase. It's an awkward rolling one. They try and shepherd it out, and there was almost a little bit of panic there from Queensland right at the last moment. Luai gets a bit too much on it now, moving up to the 20 metres, taking a quick tap, straight back into the action, Queensland. They'll be trying to play this game at a high tempo because if the Blues do look a little bit under par at the start, a quick line break could be exactly what they need early on to be able to get themselves the try.
Shift the momentum.
Okay, pectoral injury for Tommy. So the way that he made the tackle, I know that he stretched up and maybe just
he's done.
Got that awkward twist, but that can keep you out for
long time,
for a good wee while.
Yep.
Hi, Amish's dad says, Kevin, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Good morning, says Fleshin. Hope you are also well. Did you see my messages? We did. We saw your prediction of the score. 15 points to 12, I think it was, wasn't it? Now 30 metres to the left-hand side. Xavier Coates, first receiver.
Queensland getting big yardage here in this set of 6.
And final, Daly Jerry Evans puts it in behind, gliding. That was knocked on by Queensland. Now, I'm sure that was a clear knock on from Queensland, but Valentine Holmes is still claiming that try just in case. Either way, not the best work at the back from the Blues again under the high ball, not looking safe one bit. Has this been called as a try?
It's just lacking the intensity here.
Was there a knock on here, or did he not even get the hand to it? No, it's fingertips, but I'm not sure whether or not he even got a touch to that. So in that case, it would be play on, mistake from the Fox. Oh, this is going to be one of those ones how they try and work out how long Xavier Coates' fingers are, aren't they? I think that's
got a flick.
Just a little tiny finger tap.
Got a flick on the one of them, I think.
I think it was the ring finger almost, wasn't it? No, you're thinking index. The way his fingers react, I think. But then was that just the action of hitting Addo-Carr's hand?
No, I think that's off the ball.
He's off the ball.
Yeah.
He's
gone up like an AFL player.
Oh, that angle looks like he doesn't get a hand to it. No knock on from Xavier Coates. The try will stand. And it's going to be Valentine Holmes. It's himself, I would say, the easiest try that he will get of the night. I think it's... See, the way the fingers go like that, I think it's because he got caught on Addo-Carr's hand, I guess. And there was that little tiny flick. And then... Oh, did he... Wait.
God, has he lost it?
He didn't knock that on, did he? Valentine Holmes. I said the easiest try score of the night, and he might have made it the hardest. Oh,
I don't think he's got control of that.
Yeah.
I'm going no try.
This TMO or the DRS, the bunker's going to have to look at everything here and try and come up with a decision.
On-field, no try. He hasn't got control of that.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm sticking with the on-field.
Once again, it's 2 calls of fingertips, isn't it?
Aye.
Whether or not the fingers have control for Valentine Holmes.
No.
Unless you count his pinky as having full control, I think he's in a bit of trouble there. Enforces downward pressure. It's called as a try for Queensland.
You're kidding.
I'll take it.
You're kidding.
I have 2 rugby jersey and a training jersey in the post. Says Jason, nice one. Whose kits have you got? And hello, Hamish, sir. Your dad, great to see you, says Coding.
They called it a try.
I've called it a try for Valentine Holmes. You're trying to hold your swear words in.
Unbelievable.
Interesting.
Unbelievable.
Straight away, though, I would have to say that the Blues, but then also I assume Queensland in the same case, both sides need to be making sure that they don't leave it to chance.
What a crock of...
Because Addo-Carr, if he catches that ball, none of that happens afterwards. What was his mate doing? Who was that? That was who's number 9? Damien Cook. He was sitting there underneath trying to be like he was being the landing pad for them.
Unbelievable.
And we'll take it, says D-Funk.
We had that horse crap in the bloody first origin.
Of the no try one.
Where the bunker man goes, because it's a no try on the on-field decision, we'll stick with that. In which case, why did they even go to the bunker?
Now lining up the kick.
And now we've got this rubbish.
Valentine Holmes doesn't get the kick over.
Aye.
Goes away to the side and currently 4-0.
I think New South Wales can feel very aggrieved that they're 4-0 down here, but they've got to sort the defence.
Yeah. Too easy at the moment for Queensland to get those meters.
Easy. What did they go there? They went from an attacking situation down the other end.
Yeah.
So they've gone length of the field.
Yeah. I think they made 55 metres from their run, and then they kicked the ball 20 down the field.
Yeah.
So almost took it. 4-0 now for the Queenslanders. And Cook playing centre, can't blame him, says Les, and referred to previous post. Prior to that one, says Jason. And that's rough, looks like separation. And then as well, I don't know if the previous one came through, Jason. So I'm looking, and your only one is 2 rugby jerseys in the post that I can see. I'm not too sure where the other one went. They're just talking about the fact that Trbojevic is off and Damien Cook is on. Billy Slater saying he just wants to play his footy with with Queensland. And at the moment, that's exactly what they're doing for the first 10 minutes. We're not seeing any little mistakes taking place.
Good hit there by Liam Martin.
40-20 attempt. I'm moving the scoreboard a little bit. We were a bit too far down. That looks better. Now, here comes Addo Carr. Driven backwards, some good physical defence from Queensland. And it's always going to be an uphill battle playing at Suncorp Stadium with the atmosphere, the crowd against you. The Blues have started a little bit flatter than a lot of people would have liked. There we go. Game 1 intensity per minute at the moment for the tracker. A lot higher for Game 2 for the metres moved per minute throughout this whole contest. And almost an extra 20 metres made per minute for all the players. So fast pace.
Clearly not enough tackling.
Now, the short side. The ball up high there. Nicely taken by Reece Welsh.
Once again, there's nothing on it. There's no pressure. It's just a kick down the field that says, here, have the possession.
And Walsh, he's still a young guy, so if you can put him under that little bit more pressure, put in a big hit as soon as he lands, then he's not going to be so keen to go up for it.
Queensland have just proved down the other end that if you contest the kick, anything can happen, and anything did happen.
Kick downfield again.
Another early kick, was it? Yeah.
Down the middle from Queensland. Trying to play the territory game relatively early on. Here comes James Tedesco, though, tackled by Daly Cherry Evans. Jerome Luai. He had a sensational few games for Samoa in the Rugby League World Cup a wee while ago. For the Panthers, he's been solid, but he needs a standout performance here, and that is one of the first times we've actually seen him touch the ball in the first 15 minutes. He'll be playing half again here, Luai. Looking to the left-hand side, and they do have numbers here for the Blues if they can find the gap. Teddy Tedesco tackled a bit high. A bit high in origin is unless you're going above the hairline, you're all good. Zaio, good low tackle made on him. It always gets bumped up that little bit higher for origin, doesn't it, in terms of the tackle height.
Seems to be a
Luai.
More leniency given.
Good take from Valentine. Oh, in fact, it was Xavier Coates that time. Because Luai's got a whole new role to play in this contest, doesn't he? Now that there's no Nathan Cleary, Luai's the playmaker.
Yep.
He's the man who has to go for the kicks.
Yep.
And that will take a little bit of time to adjust to. Low tackle made on Cherry Evans.
Good tackle.
By Robson. Now Valentine Holmes, the lone try scorer of the first 13 and a half minutes. Is there any Kiwis playing in this, says Kevin? Not like proper Kiwi. Ooh, that's a good shot on Tino. Like Tyson Frizzell, those two could throw each other around a little bit in this contest easily, couldn't they? Big kick in behind again from Cherry Evans. That right deep into the Blues territory. Now James Tedesco. Does he look for the pass? The sights against it. Get wrestled down by Tabea Fidel. It's so strange watching this game. Looks familiar, but I have no idea what's going on, says Grant. Yeah, it's, I guess, think of it as rugby union, but you do have to kick the ball every 6 tackles, 5 tackles. They kick the ball away. That's the easiest way of comparing it, I guess. Now, off again to the side. The fourth. Oh, here we go. A little bit of push and shove. Looks like no one really wants to set that ball. And here comes, who's that?
Put the ball down if you're going to go. Hey.
Who's that fella? It's kind of like when you put the ball down, that's kind of like dropping the gloves in hockey, isn't it? That's saying, right, we've got 2 hands free now. Not too happy at all there. Hudson Young.
Jerome Luai's come in.
So Flegler was having a bit of a push and a shove. Now, I have to say, if we're talking about push and shoving, I think that Flegler probably got the biggest shove out of the two. But I think that's because he realised that they're probably going to stop play anyway. And then there was Patrick Kerrigan who came flying in like a madman. And watching Braveheart. On his touch. 30 metres out now. And the Blues, they need to take this opportunity to score a try. They've been given the gift of a few extra metres.
Easy metres, yep.
They need to make the most of it. Valentine Holmes isn't a natural goal kicker, says Joshua, although he's doing not too bad so far. Great tackle low from Tubay Fidel. Rush defence on Mitchell Moses, shutting down him before he could get the pass away. Here comes Junior Paulo. And a couple men beat him there. Left-hand side's looking good for them at the moment. There is space for days, but they go to the right instead to Isaiah. Now the hands quick between. Brian To'o just shut down.
He's done really well there. Shifted it sideways all the way to the touchline and left him no room. They're only offside by about 5 metres.
To Moses now. Short ball. Pass. Finds the offload. Jerome Luai. Big shot coming onto him by Valentine Holmes. It's just finding the gaps at the moment for the Blues. Mitchell Moses. Little grubber in behind. Gets it a curl awkwardly, but it's picked up nicely by Cameron Munster. Now moving it back past the 10 metres. Rugby League is 8.
They had a chance to trap him and goal, and he gets out to 12 metres out from the goal line before someone tackles him.
You can't see Rugby Union has over 140 rules. Rugby League has 8. I mean, it just shows you, though, with Rugby Union how much they overcomplicate. There's a few more in League than 8, isn't there?
Yeah, there's more than 8. There's 8 in AFL. There's only 6 in AFL, I think.
One of the ones in AFL is just don't punch someone. And if you do, try and do it sneakily.
Yeah, that's not entirely true either.
Make sure no kids are watching when you drop the guy. Big shot there. Queensland now back in possession. The left. 40 metres gain now. Big boot downfield. Take them down to about 20 out now, the Blues.
Yep. All the Queensland kicks are putting them down sort of 20 metres out from the goal line, aren't they?
Brad Fittler. The question is, this might sound like a harsh question, but is he aggressive enough as a coach? He seems like he'd rather sometimes just go out and hang out with the boys rather than, like, he seems too chilled out, if that makes sense. Trying to say that they're trying to dominate field position well, that's a goal that they're not quite handling.
Was he talking about Queensland there?
No, I think he was talking about his Blues side, what he wants to do.
Oh, okay.
Unless it would make more sense if he was saying Queensland, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe he was. Die. No, about 15 out. Crichton trying to tap it back, which he has been able to do so, but Tino Fasul Malawi. Right place, wrong time. Or right place, right time, I should say. They feed out. Tino's looking puffed, isn't he?
Oh, he's blowing pretty hard.
A nice run from Daly Cherry Evans. I think someone tackled off to that left-hand side. It didn't quite get that wide.
He might have got the ball.
Another big run from Coates. And Fittler was found passed out on a nature strip when he was captain, says Hanoi.
That shit happens.
Tedesco in a sling for the pectoral injury, so he is certainly not returning for the rest of this Origin game.
He's toast.
Now kick downfield again for Queensland. That's an awkward one. Is that a 40-20? Well, not quite, no. Must have been just inside, but Tedesco took that one very casually at the back. If that ball bounced awkwardly back infield. Oh, here's Tino giving Tedesco a hug. Been told off. Brian To'o, another carry from him. And shaping up as a good one, I reckon, says Attractive Sports. Yeah, if we can see a try or even some form of points for the Blues relatively soon just to keep them, or at least a line break. I wouldn't even take a try at this point, just a line break to show that they're going to be able to break through, because that nice move out to Brian To'o was great up until that last pass where he had no room to actually be able to work with.
Well, they basically run him towards the sideline, didn't they? He actually did incredibly well to stay in the field of play.
Well, we both liked the look of left, didn't we? When they decided to go right.
Yeah, on the wide angle camera.
Now, 47 metres gain. Mitchell Moses, that looked like a kick in behind, just looking for a bit of territory. I think it did end up taking a little bit of a knock on Reece Walsh.
They still play that voluntary tackle rule.
You didn't want the big hit though, did he?
He just lay down. Voluntary tackle.
Right, this is where the Blues need 3 more good tackles. Keep Queensland well and truly inside of their own territory. Great low tackle made there. Is that Liam Martin again? Yep. It was.
Good hustle. Good hustle out of dummy half there. Right, now don't give away a stupid penalty here.
Shot again.
They've done the hard work.
Oh.
Almost a fumble there in the play the ball.
Now Reece Walsh makes those few extra metres, moves up to 30, but that will be 5th and final, and I believe they've only made maybe 25 from that. 28 they give them.
A little bit of pressure on the kicker this time.
Nicely taken. Josh Adokar needs to run this. He's jogging. Could have made maybe an extra 3 or 4 metres just starting that run a little bit earlier on. What's a dummy half? Pretty much the man standing behind the ruck. Or do they even call it the ruck in league?
Yeah.
Well, ruck, easiest way to describe it to a rugby union fan. So pretty much what you call the scrum half a little bit.
Yeah.
Just behind the breakdown. A run from Crichton. It's 3rd already, and they are still inside of their own half. They need a big shot here. Decent from Tyson Frizzell. Straightens with the run. The extra 5 metres. Now going to the left-hand side. Mitchell Moses. There's a big difference in the way that Queensland are playing compared to the Blues, and that is that in that case, Queensland, I believe, would have passed it. Whereas the Blues, they don't seem to be back in their backs to be able to get those few passes. Well, at least I've contested that one. That was a big shot coming in. See the smile on the face. That was Liam Martin again. The man's been everywhere throughout the past 5 minutes or so. And did Holmes play any NFL games for the Jets, says Hanoi? Couldn't tell you. Unfortunately, have there been any NRL players who have gone on to the NFL? Out of curiosity, you don't really hear of any Aussies, do you? That looks like he might have taken a bit of a head knock there, Munster, or he was just adjusting his hair before he got back to his feet. Off to the right. Nice fend there.
Line break.
Oh, the pass on the outside. Oh, and that's unnecessary from the Fox. The last thing you want to do is give away a penalty for starting something off the ball.
Yeah.
After you've just managed to get that one back. Jared Haynes says the big V8 show. It's actually interesting because a lot of people who don't follow the NRL don't know any of the players except for the ones who have done like criminal acts. It seems to be like, because I guess that's how they get into the mainstream media, isn't it?
Yeah.
Payne Haas.
There's a couple of NRL players gone to American football.
Haynes got a few for the 49ers and Mailata for the Eagles. There's Hanoi. There we go. That's going to be 6 again now for the Blues. Right, this is their best chance of the half, you'd have to say. 23 minutes in, about 23 metres out for the line. Why would you kick it? It's going to possibly, no. I mean, if it worked, it worked. But you had 5 tackles at them. 20 metres out.
You must have known that.
Like, he thought there was, to be fair to him, there was a bit of a gap there. But to do it on the thirst.
He didn't get any favourable bounce anyway, that's for sure.
No. And home scored, says Danny Fat Sacks. And Queensland scored, says Rillick, I should say. But doubtful grounding, it was a bit of a interesting one, wasn't it?
Yep.
Kick downfield now on the halfway line. That's a good drop goal from Cherry Evans. Big shot coming in on Liam Martin, but he continues to make those extra couple metres.
Bounced out of it and carried on. He was still keen to go.
Left now, Jerome Luai gives it off now to Payne Haas. Relic says Alton, I'm watching live from Australia. It's free to air on Fox, isn't it, in Australia? Or is Fox, no, Fox might be a paid subscription one. Shot again. Tackle made by David Fafita. Now to the left, Isaiah Yo. Moses decides to instead switch. Tedesco shut down pretty early.
Trying to find a hole, but
Chemistry, something that comes to mind.
Does it play for New South Wales?
That wasn't.
Big guy, number 10.
Oh, good shot on Damien Cook. It's going to annoy me because I can see him, but I can't think of the name. That's not David.
All right.
Because he was alongside what's his face? The fellow who kind of looks like Marco Vanapola. Number 8.
Right,
Who they given only a few minutes.
Queensland survive again. Yep.
Plays for the Bulldogs, I think. I can think of everything about him apart from who he is. What did he transfer to the Raiders? Maybe. That bloke, anyway. And also told Carney urinating in his own mouth, says Marco. Also 24 minutes in the first half.
He was a specimen. We're not going to divulge into his mental issues.
All right, now Munster back across to Daly Cherry Evans.
Queensland on the back line move again.
Nice offload on the inside. Valentine Holmes.
They're looking sharp, the Queensland back line.
2 metres gained again. Score, please, says Junior. Well, yeah, currently only the 4-0. That one going high, drifted towards the touchline. Nicely taken by Brian To'o. That makes 10 metres, but they've got the penalty as well. Way too long was the comment from the referee. Has Sean Stevenson signed with the Dolphins yet, or is he happy being a doormat and glorified bag carrier? Says Jason. Well, that's the thing. He was very sought after in the NRL. So, I mean, at some stage soon, he might have to make that decision of does he want to play for the All Blacks, which I think he is quite a country-orientated man because he's played for the Māori All Blacks in the past. He's been in New Zealand for quite a long time, Sean Stevenson, playing for different sides, but it's whether or not he decides that he wants to try out a new type at this stage in his career or whether he wants to keep on trying to earn his way into the side.
Yes, it does, David.
Out to the left-hand side. We had punch-up last year in State of Origin, didn't we? 2 players were throwing fists.
Well, they can do with another one here. It certainly doesn't hurt the game.
Keeps it interesting.
Well, it just fires people up.
I almost feel like at the moment the Blues need that.
Yeah.
They need someone to get smashed by Queensland and have a few players going in. Here comes Jerome Loy. Ball off to Isaiah Yeo. Decides against the offload. That will be now 5th and final. Back to the right-hand side. Mitchell Moses, cross kick. Didn't get a lot of meters on it.
Shanked it.
Moses now goes off to the disco, tries to find the offload. It's going to be 6 again, I believe they've just said.
That's what they're calling.
The last thing they want is to kick this ball away. Damien Cook pierces the line. Great low tackle made on him by Valentine Holmes. He might have got a sprig to the eyeball the way he was reacting there. But kept him from scoring the try. Luai goes across. Now Robson to Haas. Stagnant. New
South Wales needs somebody coming back at changing the angle at pace. They're just shifting it sideways here.
Quick hands goes out into touch.
No.
It's not working at the moment. Something's not clicking.
The back line looks like the under-12s back line. They all know what they're supposed to be doing, but nobody actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just shifting sideways.
And hoping that the winger has a little bit of space by the time you get there.
Yeah.
But Queensland are reading it like a book.
Well, they're just following it across, effectively. They've got to pick up one of these guys running change of angle, heading back through the hole or something. There's plenty of gaps there when you look at them on the wide screen, but they're just shifting it sideways.
Because even like someone like Isaiah Yeo, we've seen him as a distributor in this game rather than a hard running ball carrier. Which I feel like is slightly, don't get me wrong, he can pass the ball all right, but I feel like his element is charging up and smacking into the opposition and maybe finding that offload.
Get the wingers charging back in through those bloody gaps.
29 minutes in. Queensland once again getting close to the halfway line. Munster considered the offload for half a second there, then decided against it. They were asking for the 6 more. They don't end up receiving it up to the halfway line now. Will be Carrigan, the strip. Is that 6?
Yep.
That's a reset, isn't it?
Should be a reset.
You wonder, was that the best decision for the Blues? When you're on 5th tackle, you just take him to ground, don't you? You don't try and strip it. Yeah, Blues not playing well.
It out like that. He was never ever going to get the ball back anyway. It's facing the Queensland one. It was always going to be a knock on, even if he got it.
Now back to the right-hand side.
That's a dumb move.
Commentary is about 1/32 behind real time, says Relic. Yeah, it is because it takes a little while for the coverage to travel by airplane from Australia to New Zealand. So we have that little bit of a delay. Now, nice hit there. Good attacking run.
It's got to clear customs.
Can always be tricky to do.
That was a great attacking run there.
Sideways. Daly Cherry Evans thought about sniping on the inside. See, this is where I think Queensland, we're going to have one phase here.
I think Queensland's going to score.
Oh, we almost, Jerome Luai, put your ego away. Now what's happening? Now we're going to get a bit of a push and a shove here by the looks of it.
You're only going to push and shove. You might as well not bother.
Yeah, put your ego back in your pocket and try and actually play the game decently.
It's only 10 on the bin.
And try looking for Queensland. Blues need to get their act together. And also, Tedesco is still a very good player, but not the player he once was. See, that's the thing. I think maybe because he got the elbow, he was slightly annoyed, but he makes the tackle, holds him down, stands up over the top of him, and then just stands there. Like, what are you going to do from there? Plus, your team's down 4-0.
And Queensland looking every chance of scoring here.
Fifth and final. Out to the left. Reece Walsh kicked him behind. Oh, it's taken. And Crichton on the break. And now he's going to be in a foot race. Daly Cherry Evans covering a lot of metres. I believe he might just be able to get to him. Yes, he does.
That's a great
and drags him down.
He'll get 10 in the bin here in a minute if he's not careful, though.
Brilliant work from Daly Cherry Evans. Right. Now you've got to shift this out to the left.
This is New South Wales' chance to score.
Luai goes down to Damien Cook.
Where's the man running through that hole?
Tried to find the gap. Didn't have one.
Where's the man?
Now to the left-hand side. Pass finds the offload to Jerome Luai. Wide cut-out pass to Moses, who does just manage to get under the tackle attempt of Munster. They just seem to be, once they're 10 metres out, they don't know where to go. They need that wide. I'm thinking Brian To'o or even out on the other wing. Addo Carr, where's the Fox? Fox doesn't look like he's hunting for the rabbit at all at this point. Get out there.
Good drive towards the line, 2 metres out.
To the left now. This might be the Fox's chance. Moses goes to Jerome Luai. Oh, it's smacked. Who's that? Smacked Teddy and Damien Cook has eaten that ball right to the mush.
And then the other guy hit-butted it. The winger. Oh.
You can't write this stuff.
The decoy runner gets hit in the face with it, and then the guy that it's intended for gives it a headbutt. It never looked like catching it.
The Cook went the wrong way. And Blues fans, where are you safe? Says Siru. And run straight, please, says Daddy Fat Sets. But brilliant tackle.
They drive man to drink this stuff.
And O'Dear can't have Cook on the edge. A big run from Carrigan. Inside ball finds the offload to Cherry Evans. And now it's a foot race down the other side of the field. Tried to back his pace around the outside. But James Tedesco manages to make the tackle. I think that's going to be just called as a play on. That was very close.
Should be. He's just milking that. Tedesco was out of it.
Now a forward pass. Out wide here. Going one more. And it's going to be the try. But I believe they'll go back for that forward pass. Or at least they should. But it could be the try here for Murray Tuolangi.
Be a try.
They probably will call it as a try. Was it forward or was it just me looking at it forward? It looked forward, wasn't it? By about a metre. Ref said, nah, we're good.
She's good.
We're in Queensland.
Yeah.
I think they have to look at this, don't they? Here we go. We're seeing the replay. This is the original break. Patrick Carrigan, the offload to Cherry Evans.
Luai.
Jogging. Where was that?
Well, he missed the tackle for a start. Clean up his mess.
Here we go. This will show it.
Oh, yeah.
Forward pass by half a metre.
Yeah.
No one's mentioning it in the commentary.
No.
Now they're starting to zoom in on it. Forward pass. Commentators still no.
Try confirmed.
Nah. Try confirmed. We said about it though, didn't we? That would have to be forward. It has to be forward by 2 metres rather than 1.
Clearly. Yeah.
Tuolangi scores the try. And after Queensland storms his Blues, Nate. And come on, New South Wales. And that touchdown needs to go to Specsavers. Says Relic. Well, even the way he tackled compared to where the man picked the ball up.
Yeah.
And then started going.
They put it up on the replay 5 times and nobody was interested in it.
Try confirm that was forward. Forward pass is not a thing in league, says Grant. You wouldn't think so on this one, but they normally are supposed to be. No TMO review. They were very quick to confirm it. Go the Reds and go big red. Was that 2 forward passes into Funk? Definitely the one there.
Yeah.
So both Queensland tries from a non-biased view have been controversial.
Have an element of.
The Blues will feel hard done by.
Yeah.
But the Queensland side will be thankful.
They're certainly not getting the rub of the green, but
no try forward pass, I agree.
But they are in Queensland. The referee's got to get out of the stadium when he's finished refereeing this game. And he probably quite liked 4 Reds. Nice.
Decent beverage, isn't it?
Decent beverage.
Convergence says Siru, but that kick has gone over now, making the score 10 points to 0 in favour of the Queenslanders. Judges are window dressing these days, says Relic.
There's only one thing that can happen in this game now. New South Wales have to score next.
Yeah.
If New South Wales don't score next, Queensland are going to run away with this by 20 points.
If not more.
Kicked
off long from the Blues now. They've got 5 minutes remaining in this first half.
New South Wales have to get some points before halftime.
Big run from Lindsay Collins. But yeah, I was surprised that not a single commentary person in the box up there said anything about that one.
There'll only be one New South Wales guy in the commentary box, probably.
And they probably taped his mouth shut and tied up his hands from that last try. Showing the women's state of origin that did take place recently. I think Queensland, did they win that one as well? The women's side of things. Nice backline. Oh, it's knocked on by Reece Walsh. Rear mistake from the youngster. And the Maroons, says Joseph.
Here's New South Wales' chance to score.
Back to the right now.
30 metres out. Got to get something going here.
Who's your key in this backline to try and get over the line, do you think? Or will it be a forward? I think Isaiah, I want to see him do something here, which is involving running. Here he is.
Yeah.
Isaiah passes it away, but he does give it off to another big forward, so I guess that's allowed. But him going at the line.
I'd like to see one of these winners come back in against the Eagle. Man, no.
Let's go. That's going to be shepherding. Or is it? No. You're going to say it's all right.
Because they stopped.
They all slowed down.
Everybody stopped while they waited for everybody to catch up.
Here we go, 5th and final for the Blues now. Off the left-hand side is Isaiah. In fact, it might still be 4th. They updated it very early. Great shot on Jerome White. That was...
Ball lost.
Oh, I thought that was Daly Cherry Evans. The ball's been lost. In Queensland now, will have possession. Is that not back, though, says Hanoi? I mean, if the rest of the game is anything to go by, probably not. A big shot coming in on Luai there. Driven backwards. And...
yeah. Just lost. It did go backwards, but League had this sort of funny interpretation of what they call a knock-on. If you drop the ball and you're playing for the wrong team, it's a knock-on.
That's the ref process, Siru, and Queensland Storm. Jesus says Daddy Fat Sacks. Yeah, the Blues, if you gave them a rating out of 1 to 10 here, they'd struggle to get above a 2.5 for this first half. The only benefit they've had is somehow they're only 10-0 down.
Wow.
Oh, that was held, and then he threw it away. Billy Slater is starting to look like his old man, Craig Bellamy. Says
Bellamy.
Blues, mate. Bellamy. Did I say that? Yeah. Slightly wrong,
no, not Salami.
No. Oh, picked up, stretched out like a ballerina there. The number 8. Around the side, Isaiah stops him from making many metres. Kind of looks like a young Michael Hooper, doesn't he? Old Harry Grant. I say it every time. I think it's because his eyes may also be quite close together.
We're not going to go into that.
Oh, they say it's better for hand-eye coordination. Did your dad remember the Tui Mikbar in Oamaru? Says Kiwi Gamer. Final on the halfway line. Munster puts it high.
Pressure coming through on the kicker.
Nice day from To'o. You wonder if there is a chance of an offload there.
Well, there would have been if somebody actually was interested in getting an offload.
There seems to be a lack of awareness or a lack of... There's still a lack of something.
Lack of urgency.
It's like the whole team's taken a sleeping pill before they've made their way out onto the park. That's going to be a penalty now against Queensland.
Chicken wing tackle or whatever they call it.
Right, 90 seconds remaining here. Reece, too young for this intense grown man ball. Says here, I mean, he's done all right so far, though. First game, he was pretty solid at the back, Reece Walsh, and certainly going to make you from a boy to a man pretty quick when you're playing an Origin game. Because it's those young players who get bashed up by the veterans that then go, maybe I don't want to do this Origin stuff. Or it's what makes you better.
That's what should be happening. Every kick that goes up in the air should be going to him, and he should be getting bashed.
Good run from Isaiah.
Just for showing up.
He's woken up from that sleeping pill. Off to the left-hand side. 60 seconds remaining. Payne Haas now hits it up. He's always one to look for an offload. Decides against it now, getting held there for a while. Now to the left-hand side here for Queensland. James Tedesco just runs out of space.
Well,
they all were running the same line.
The runner was in front of him, so I don't know whether he was intended to get it. But
now to the left, Payne Haas.
So that was basically a sacrifice tackle, effectively.
Fifth and final now.
Right.
30 seconds
Have
left.
to score here.
One phase. Mitchell Moses thinks about the pass, does find Jerome Luai. Look at the defence from Queensland, though. They shepherded, or they had about 4 or 5 men. Crichton, does he realise it's fifth? No, it's 6 again. Where'd that come from? It's going to be dropped. Was that a penalty? No.
Not sure.
The question is, would they take the penalty at this stage here for New South Wales? Only 8 seconds remaining.
They're going to have to take a kick here in a minute.
You think they're going,
huh?
Oh, is that the advantage?
It's not going to make any difference.
Is that an advantage? No, it wasn't.
Unbelievable.
It's going to be half time.
No.
Or is it? They're asking for the penalty. Have they got it? I don't think the ref's actually decided as of yet. It looks like it's half time. 10-0 for Queensland. Well, I want to put this out here for you, Dad, and I want you to answer this question. Was that the worst half of rugby you have seen from a New South Wales side in a very long time?
New South Wales are playing dumb, uninterested. I'm lost for words. Their state of origin for this year is on the line, and they've showed up with that performance so far. It's woeful. They're an embarrassment to the rest of the bloody New South Wales boys that have gone before them.
Paul Gallen, he'll be absolute. He'll want to throw hands at half time.
He should be throwing hands in the changing room, waking them up. These boys must have stayed up watching the Ashes test last night.
They could have. I did. That's why my eyes are so bloodshot. Someone asked if I was high yesterday because of how bloodshot my eyes were. But these guys just
incredibly disappointing.
Because, I mean, Queensland, you'd say, you know, it hasn't been a perfect half for them, but they've still played some very good rugby league throughout this half. They managed to get themselves 2 tries.
Queensland looking sharp in the backs. They look like they've got a plan.
It's just the execution.
Their forwards are getting the go for. They've had a couple of little silly penalties and a couple of little silly knock-ons. And that's the only thing keeping New South Wales in the game.
Yeah. If they're clinical in the second half.
First 10 minutes after half-time, if New South Wales don't get their shit together, they're going to get one of the biggest hidings in Origin history. Because they just don't even look like they want to be out there at the moment.
No, I'm just going to quickly look up to see what the score was last year's Queensland game. Because I think it was
the worst defeat is.
Oh, you want worst defeat in Origin history? Yep. It's got to be a little while away from this, doesn't it? State of Origin highest points difference or just highest points? State of Origin highest winning margin. Here we go. That's a good way of writing it.
It's New South Wales, the second half team. Well, they're going to need to be on their first half performance.
New South Wales in 2000 beat Queensland 56 points to 16, so they won it by 40 points.
Okay.
Now, I'd like to think that we wouldn't quite get to that in this game, but the Blues need something big here, don't they? Like, the comeback is said by Daddy Fat Sacks. They're going to need a whole different side to go out there, or a whole different mentality. Because that whole half, there wasn't much fight.
No fight.
It looked like not so much a training drill, but it looked like they were just playing a casual game on a Sunday.
Yep.
No?
I'll tell you what, it was that bad. I'm contemplating whether it's even worth watching the second half.
Oh, surely. Let's hang out with your son. That's me, by the way, anyone wondering. That's my dad.
I'll lose an hour of valuable sleep to watch this rubbish.
I don't like Cookett Centre, although it's one of those tricky ones that when you lose Trebojevic early, you have to make adjustments and hope that they do work. Yeah. And Hamish told work this morning, certainly smashing it out this morning with the Ashes, says, Nate, I only woke up late. as well. It's great when you wake up and it's almost tea time, isn't it? But tomorrow I'll be up at a decent hour. I'll get to see some sunlight. Tommy Turbo messed up the New South Wales backline, says Daddy Fat Sacks, and Turbo has a walk-in injury to the Kyle Sinclair. There's annoying. That big thing here, like Josh Adokar, on attack, he hasn't touched the ball. Defensively, he's had a couple tackles. Inside of their own half, he's had it. But even him, he had the ball, he had about 20 metres till he got to the guys. And he decided to jog that first bit rather than the mentality of just, right, I'm going full bore here. Yes, it might hurt me a little bit more, but if I get through, it's worth a crack.
You're never going to bust the line if you just jog up to it.
No.
Believe it or not, some people in Queensland can tackle.
Also, this is a horrible game to watch for someone who knows nothing about league, says Grant. Just know that one side, which is the Blues, they are playing poorly.
They're playing like Auckland did.
Not in front of the Aucklanders.
And Queensland are playing like Canterbury did. And I'm sorry if that hurts the Aucklanders' feelings, but that's the truth.
144 runs not out, Ashes. Managed 144 likes on the Ashes live stream last night.
Both supposed to be good teams, but only one team showed up to play.
Yep. And I guess the comparison between Queensland and the Crusaders when they're playing at home is also relevant in some regard. But
probably relevant. But
from this first half, the Blues, if they had just found that last pass or they had managed the ball a little bit better, like I could see this game being 10-10. But it would have been a lucky 10-10 because of all the times that Queensland have almost had the chance to break through and score against the Blues as well. You guys think the ref is making fair calls? I would say that both of those calls, like if he was going to give one, I would have been like, okay, it's like, that one that was grounded it was almost grounded. I was surprised by that. But still, I was like, okay, well, I guess it will allow it. But then, like, having a 4 pass by a metre and them just completely overlooking it doesn't look great for it, does it?
No, not really. But the problem New South Wales have got, and it's similar to what happened in the weekend. If you're playing bad, the other team gets the calls, and unfortunately, that's what's happening. If you're playing bad, you'll have no luck, regardless of what sport you're playing, whether it's cricket, whether it's rugby, whether it's netball, whatever. If you're playing terrible, you're never ever going to get a call going your favour. Like you have to do something to change that. Otherwise, you're just going through the motions. So I hope old Brady Fiddler's, here he goes. He's come back from the changing room, we're assuming.
Got blood on the knuckles now.
Got his head down. He doesn't look very positive and very confident, which is sad. He's Phil Gould. We'll see what he's got to say about things. He'll be stuck into them.
As you said, this half should be 4 only. The only error from the poor refs is finding a loose carry to lost forward. What a joke of a game. I get that reference. I get that reference. Uncle Hamish's dad. Joseph has said, you've some son there, Hamish's dad. Amazing work ahead. Go.
What?
Don't be too quick to agree.
What?
Boxing for union players, UFC for the NRL. Says Blues, Nate. Well, I mean, Alexander Volkanovski used to be a rugby player. Fun fact. Also, who used to play rugby league? Oh, no, he's in the WWE. That was old bloody Ridge Holland. He used to be an English rugby league player and then went to WWE. And also 2 4 passes by a country mile. Not a peep from the commentary, says Relic. Yeah, we were calling it every day of the week, but like we were listening, waiting for one of the commentators to say maybe.
Yeah, here's Phil Gould just talking now. It's basically saying that New South Wales are shifting the ball around a lot, but they're not putting any pressure on the Queensland line.
They've actually
been more direct with their attack, which is basically what we've sort of alluded to, isn't it?
Those stats are interesting. 53% possession in favour of New South Wales. They've actually had more successful completed sets. But from that, of those 21 successful have not found their way over the try line. In fact, they've hardly found themselves within 5 metres.
They haven't found their way into the game goal.
Plays in the opposition 22 from New South Wales compared to the 5 of Queensland. The Queensland have walked away with 2 tries on the ball.
Queensland are a lot sharper. That's the difference.
Brad
so
Fittler.
When they're getting opportunities, they're scoring. when New South Wales are getting opportunities and they're getting plenty of them.
Now been put in a sling. They're talking about Tommy Travojevic. Didn't even look like anything that bad, did it?
Pretty innocuous sort of a thing. Just but he
It just looked like maybe
slipped over the top basically and sort of hung his arm out on him, didn't he?
not even hyperextended, just a little
Just a straight
twinge,
tear.
really. Like me and my groin, isn't it? I try and run 5 meters and then it goes pop.
We're not going to talk about you.
Why not? Everyone loves hearing about my groin. I've heard a fair bit about it. Queensland looking calm in the huddle. Joey John's downing his sorrows already. Drowning, sorry. What did I say? Downing.
Drowning. He might be drowning himself too. But.
Didn't Freddie play in the Auckland Nines when he was 45? Says Hanoi. Freddie. Which Freddie we talking?
Kruger.
Freddie Kruger. Plus good hometown ref decision, says Hanoi. Well, you're always, that's why they sometimes say it's so hard to win away from home, because you do feel like you're a little bit against it. But the problem is, like, you can't leave that to chance. You've got to make sure that you're taking your opportunities. You got to make sure that you're not allowing the opposition even the chance of because in that case, for that 4-pass try, we saw it go forward, but they still managed to break through the defence to then score that try.
Yep.
If that makes sense. Whereas if it was maybe back, have they got captain's challenges in this? Or you're not allowed to captain's challenge for a try?
I don't think so. Not in the State of Origin.
You sure? I swear they had one last week.
In the last game?
Yeah, or the last game. Am I correct in that, ladies and gentlemen, or was I watching the NRL? I've heard more about Hamish's groin than I ever wanted to, says Grant. You're welcome. Plenty more to know. Those Kiwis. George calls the Kiwi one of the most useless birds around. And it's the national bird of New Zealand. You know why he says it's useless?
Wow.
He says we put all this money into it, can't even defend itself. You know? Bloody Stoke sees it, Kiwi's done for. And then, we've got to chuck another 500 grand at it to put it in a tree.
A new fence to keep Stokes out.
Yeah.
It's creating a lot of jobs, though, for Kiwis.
True.
Kiwis creating jobs for Kiwis.
There you go.
Right.
It should be a slogan, shouldn't it?
Could be.
These refs are even shocking, says this news. Well, the fact that there's 4 of them and none of them saw that pass go forward amazes me. But maybe, I always like to say maybe it's just the angle of the camera, but then they show the replay and it's not the angle of the camera, is it? It's like you try and give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but then you're just kind of helping them make bad decisions, aren't you?
Well, the thing is nowadays with the video replays and all the rest of it, as soon as somebody thinks that something's a little bit dodgy, they play it over and over and over again. Yep. So that ideally at some stage, somebody can see, maybe that pass was forward and we should have a wee look at it. But they don't. If someone throws a punch, there'll be 15 camera angles of it and it will just keep rolling over and over and over again on the screen until the referee goes, someone threw a punch. I've just seen it.
Blues should have knocked out game 1. No pressure coming into game 2, says Blues Nate. Yeah, it seems like the way that they've approached this game, they've almost seemed defeated before they even got out there, because they've played a lackluster first 40 minutes. They haven't looked clinical. They haven't looked aggressive. They haven't looked like they've got that drive to try and get back into the contest, which I hope they're going to find in the second half, or else, like you said, it's going to be a 20-point deficit at least up against this Queensland side.
I think Queensland got the potential to cut loose here if the Blues don't sharpen up. They've only got a couple of people that have made some decent tackles, a couple of people that have put in some deep, big hits. There's just no intensity, no urgency.
Always given me a groin coach or someone to help with groin muscular therapy. I might actually have to look at that. Good for the future, won't it? Currently second half. Who are the players who you think are going to step up here? For me, in the backs, I've seen one run from Stephen Crichton, and it was a decent one. But ever since Damien Cook came on the field, we haven't really seen Crichton, so I don't know where he's popped off to. You've got Junior Paulo was he's pretty much this is harsh, but he was a one-hit wonder, wasn't he? He had that one big run at the start, and you were like, geez, he's a big boy.
Yeah, that big run for
And
20 metres at the start and
then he's gone quiet.
run out of puff.
Payne Haas, his offloading game could be handy, although in the chat we just think Pass is going to get carded. You heard it here first, so that won't help them out. They end up losing him. Yeah. Then, yeah, who would you go for Queensland? You go Valentine Holmes? You're going to get a beer, eh?
I'm going to find a drink.
Go get some beverages. It will be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he might not be.
And you see how good New South Wales will play after halftime, says Alter. And a Walsh says Hanoi for a stand-up, a groin coach. Sounds like a fancy name for a prosy, says Ground. NRL versus Union. Sled boxing match, Talia versus the Fox. Lately, MIT versus Rico. DCE versus BB. And Cam Murray versus Artie. Would love to see these blokes get in the ring. Says Marco, maybe down the line they might end up doing some sort of thing. I know that a few of the NRL boys have gone on to charity boxing matches. I know that Kevin Mialamu was going to be doing one, then had something wrong with his heart, so wasn't actually able to fight. And definitely the forward pass has to step in the back, can work off that. Says crap. Yeah, you can see a little bit of disappointment in the face of the Blue supporters in the crowd, but the second half, they need to stand up and they need to show what this Origin series means to them. At the moment, we're not seeing that. When the ball leaves the hand, it either goes back or forward. Nobody cares. And there's One Country Sport says the snooze, and Carlos Spencer was good. Says Hanoi. Quickly looking at the odds. New South Wales, $6.50. Queensland, $1.10. So they're heavily favourites, but 2 quick tries here for New South Wales in the next 20 minutes or so could completely change this game. But at the moment, the winning team and their points margin, looking like Queensland, their most likely option is 1 to 10, but then 11 to 20 is not actually that much higher in terms of the odds. And Manly versus Bronco, it's ref plus 4 officials let a 4-pass go, the same ref, says Lossi. And as it's still anyone's game. It's there for the taking. Looks like New South Wales have psyched themselves out. Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I think it's going into Queensland knowing that it's going to be the home field advantage and going to be a tough game. This is the decider. This is normally when we see those NRL guys step up and people go, right, he's definitely an Origin player. And someone like a Tedesco hasn't been able to prove that so far throughout this series compared to prior. Daly Cherry Evans, number 7 for the Queenslanders. He's been looking very strong throughout this match and also in that midfield with Valentine Holmes. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the next man to score himself a try in this contest. And here we go. Team's back on the ground, says Relic. Yep, they are just around the corner from getting back underway. I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated you guys all being here for these live streams. And we have got the third game. I might have to get some beer out of the fridge, but I think my dad's going to be joining me for that one as well. New South Wales kickoff, says Relic, and need the first score. Says Hanoi. Yep, my dad said it in that first half. If they don't score first, they're done for in this matchup. Now we are just about underway. He's not back yet, but he will be back very, very soon, I believe. But the Blues, they will be kicking off from right to left to get us back underway for the second half. Tedesco kicks deep. Nicely taken by Daly Cherry Evans. And already the tough run forward from Lindsay Collins. To the left now, Big Fen coming in. Queensland now moving up to 30 metres out from their own line. And I think the big thing is going to be these post-contact meters. We're seeing Fafita make those few extra. Tom Trebojevic, they have just said that it is a torn pectoral muscle, I should say. Oh, that was a suplex from Liam Martin, throwing Daly Cherry Evans down.
Right, I'm back.
That's the aggression we want to see. Hopefully they show a replay of that one. Hello.
There you go.
Where's the beers for the nostrils? Doing some nose beers. That's a bit tricky, isn't it? High Queensland making the 43 metres in their first set. High taken there by Tabea Fidel. That will be the handover. Anyone here going to the game on Saturday? There's Novma. Of course, referring to Chiefs versus Crusaders for anyone wondering, not the NRL games. 1 minute in. Yeah, it was a good throw and tackle from Liam Martin. Josh Adokar.
Yeah, well, here's one that looks interested. New South Wales 550 on the TAB now.
550. I saw 650, so maybe a little bit of late money coming in.
Queensland $1.12.
Yeah, so that's evened out a bit. Max speed, Xavier Coates, 36 kilometres per hour. I'd love to be able to run that fast. You know how quickly I'd get down to the grocery shop if I could run that fast?
Mm.
And imagine being able to run that fast for more than like 10 seconds as well. Like, it'll get you far. Picked up high.
Right.
Queensland taken Walsh, sorry. That was a big shot coming in from Liam Martin. Looked like no arms at all. He's going to get him again. No, he misses. Now here comes Walsh.
Oh.
Someone earlier on said, was he up to the task of playing in Origin with the big boys? I think that has just been answered. Brilliant run there from Reece Walsh.
Nice.
6 again as well for Queensland.
Ruck. Yep.
Munster. A little bit of fancy footwork there. 25 metres out. I think he was asking for another penalty there. Xavier Coates, it's only the first tackle. Jerry Evans tied up by Zaio. And ouch, there's Blues Nate. Back off to the left. Nice short ball from Carrigan. Finds Collins. 10 metres now, up to the third. Piercing off the side. Attacking run. I think the Blues have been a little bit more hesitant in the way they've defended. Valentine Holmes scores. I said he was going to score the first try of the second half.
Did you?
And he's just done it as well. I think that's the first legitimate, no arguments try in this contest, and it's scored by Valentine Holmes. And Hamish, are you doing the broadcast of the Currie Cup final between the Cheetahs and the Pumas on Saturday in South Africa? Says Alta. That is the plan, although it does also overlap with New Zealand versus Wales in the under-20 and also Fiji versus Australia in the under-20s World Cup. Had to squeeze that in relatively quickly. Practicing to be an auctioneer. Great finish from Valentine Holmes. Holmes tries, says Ziru.
Yep.
And also try, says David. Tell you what, I picked him all right, didn't I?
Holmes?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Easy money.
I would have been if I put money on him. I saw he was paying $12 to score the first try in the second half.
Was he?
Yeah. Looks like Reece Walsh might have hurt himself here.
Yeah.
His day might be over, but I have to say the same thing about New South Wales at the moment. Out there for the sake of being out there.
They've gone 80-odd metres to score that.
Yeah.
Put a kick up, put a little bit of pressure on the kicker. They didn't try and make a tackle. He just had some sort of shoulder bump.
Yeah. He missed the next tackle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was Liam Martin in the end. But something that I've noticed and what I was saying just before that try was scored, the Blues defence is a lot more patient in terms of waiting before they rush up, and it's giving Queensland the space to be able to find that pass. Whereas Queensland on defence, they're right up in the face so that the Blues don't offload, don't have time to pass.
Yeah, shutting them down. The Blues are watching them.
1 from 2 so far for Valentine Holmes. Who do you think better, or who do you think's better, Walsh or Jorgensen for new talent? Ooh, it's a tough one because you're going league versus Origin, aren't you? Or sorry, league versus Union. So, you know, 2 very talented players. Walsh.
That's about as straight as a kick can be.
Very good kick from Valentine Holmes. Someone also called him a part-time kicker earlier on.
Did they?
But so he's doing it part-time very decently. Maybe better than some people do it full-time. Yeah, I would say that Jorgensen's just that little bit slower than Walsh because when Walsh gets going, he's gone. But, like, yeah, different format, isn't it?
Daddy Fatsacks has got it sorted.
Are they writing up Freddie's termination papers yet? Come on, the Blues, says Daddy Fatsacks. I feel like this is going to be a very long half of rugby for the New South Wales side here.
Yep.
Because the thing is, I'm thinking about it. They've got their next game in 21 days' time. Can they improve to the point of not having a clean sweep against them for this series? Because from this, we've seen so much that needs fixed.
Well, I think it's probably too early to say, to be honest, but it'll depend on whether Queensland celebrate too long and too hard and don't really care about the next game that much.
Right now. Good tackle made at the moment. New South Wales find themselves defending. Daly Cherry Evans kicking early. Gone to Brian Tyler. Right, that was a bit of a poor kick from Daly Cherry Evans, and now it's given the Blues a chance. That's the first run we've seen from Brian Tyler inside of Queensland territory. throughout this whole game, other than when he got that ball and just had to fall to the ground because there was no space.
Yep.
New South Wales at the moment.
Even when they're hitting the ball up, New South Wales are running it up and then they're stopping to take the tackle.
There's no post-contact meters other than, Huss there has the right idea.
You know,
The right, Tedesco, hesitant.
there's no bump off. New South Queensland on defence are getting it really, really easy at the moment.
Oh, that was an awkward fall. But he's managed to take it nicely. That was Valentine Holmes again. He's probably putting his hand up for man of the match, isn't he? 2 tries.
He's done well there not to come out with an injured knee, actually, the way he felt. But
Twisted, didn't he? Oh, the dummy there. Yeah, could have been bad on the knee, but he managed to get it out of him, or get it out of the way of the landing zone just in time. Oh, that was a whip in the head back there for Mitchell Moses, having to eat the forearm.
Yeah.
On the Queenslander.
With a bit of an elbow.
That's old bloody Cameron Murray. They turned around. I almost had him.
That's a good defensive set by New South Wales. They're tracking them down on the 30-metre line.
Now 30 from their own line. James Tedesco. Tackle, driven backwards. And once again, comes down to the chasing of the kick.
Yep.
2 men there ready to try and make that tackle. Adokar makes 2 meters. And he's not used to not having the freedom to be able to do what he wants down on the wing, is he? Same with Brian To'o, which is why we've seen him go so far infield to try and have those carries.
Well, I think those friendly wingers and that have to really help out the forwards. We've got to get some go for it.
Oh, that's a knock on the ground.
Lost in there somewhere.
Oh, tackle count restart, they've said, for the Blues. So that's ideal. They are now 40 meters out. Isaiah Yeo thought about the offload, but instead pierces up the middle, what we've been calling for.
That's a good run.
The whole first 40 minutes. Now off to the right here.
Now
Attack and run.
Yep, great dummy run there.
Now 10 meters out. Straight run. That was the youngster Murray who's just made his way onto the field.
Yep.
Has the right idea. Now passed across here. Mitchell Moses. One more. Stephen Crichton, the invisible man, as I like to call him, from that first half. He had one big run. That was it. I don't think he's down, though. 1 meter from the line. 5th and final here for the Blues to try and get them that little bit back into the match. Mitchell Moses puts it up. Oh. There was a bit of obstruction there, so that's probably going to go back if they do score. But they are now picking it up with Payne Haas.
That'll be a knock on by Queensland.
Going to be first again, isn't it? Yep, back to 0.
Yeah. This is New South Wales' best opportunity to score.
Step from Murray. So even those couple extra meters that he's getting by falling to the ground is an improvement.
Well, it just commits another person to the tackle.
Now at the back line, quick hands from Tedesco, misses the pass to Adokar, and it goes into touch again. Back to his Damien Cook, player who's come onto the field for Travojevic and just hasn't really gelled once again, which is the thing you could say about this whole New South Wales side. Their kits are going to be on special at the end of this week. Have to get one for Mumsy. Some would call her the lucky one, seeing as she's sleeping during this matchup for the performance of the Blues. No.
Just huge pressure from the winger there, charging up
out
of the line, coming in.
And once
just
again,
had to get a catch and pass there, and
rushing up.
Yep.
Blues, see, look at that. That's an extra 15. Also from where the man's caught the ball. 5 in post contact. Off to the right-hand side now, Carrigan.
Another 10 metres.
Got 30 plus on him, Queensland. At the moment, I think they'll be disappointed if they don't put those 30 points on them. Biggest difference was actually a New South Wales win by 40 back in the day, 2000. You know how old I was in 2000? I was 1. Still, I would have made more running meters than half this bloody Blues side in this contest. That's a nice inside ball.
Yep.
Tyson Frizzell going around the bootlaces. Quick hands there. Nice pass out wide. Goes for the kicking option on the inside to Brian Fiedel. Sits up from easy try for Queensland again. It is gonna be very similar to Blues versus Crusaders. It's that question of, are Queensland just on that much fire, or is it that the Blues are playing just that badly? But either way, scored now 20 points to nil. Another 4 passes, Relic. I mean, those ones,
certainly flat.
they were flat.
Certainly flat.
I mean, they could have been 4. We'll see them. We're going to watch it from the end-on angle, so we won't see it. But yeah, it seems to be for State of Origin at the moment. It's as long as it's roundabouts, they're happy enough. As long as you're within a metre of being either forward or back, they're happy. And Go New South says, McGalley.
You get a chance to look at this when you see the guy score the try, especially on that last angle. See whether he puts his front hand over the dead ball line before he gets the ball down.
Oh, you're thinking it might have been.
Oh, no, he's right.
Hey, all right. That other angle did make it look a little bit dodgy, didn't it?
He was leading with the Superman hand. Yeah.
Josh probably, he was the one who I was trying to name earlier on. Probably wishes he's still playing for Queensland. Says Hanoi. And TV off, what a useless spot, says the snooze. A good night, nurse. Says David the Mod. Thanks, Blues, full-time good night, says Cyril. And that's heartbreaking, says Daddy Fat Sacks. New South Wales don't deserve to win this. And they haven't turned up. Yeah, they've just been so far below par that, you know, you wonder what's happened. Jonathan Thurston, isn't he one of the commentary guys, or is he? No, he's a part of the coaching, isn't he? He's allowed to celebrate that one.
Yeah.
Paul Gallen's not, though, is he? He's part of the commentary team rather than the. He would have gone home. He wouldn't want to bother having the interview after the game. He'll be on in his bloody Uber, going to the pub. Valentine Holmes now. Very good game from him so far.
Yeah, he has played well.
And the kick is kept low. It's going to hit the post and bounce away to the side. Jonathan Thurston is amped. He's picked both for the post.
Yep.
One each side.
That's the only thing saving it from not being really embarrassing yet.
They'll be scoreless until the last 10 minutes when Queensland get tired. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, the biggest margin, like we mentioned, was 40 points, but that was 54 points to 14, wasn't it? I wonder what the biggest.
16 or something like that.
Yeah, what is the biggest margin that a team's been to nil, I guess? State of Origin. That's another one we've got to look at because, you know, 20 nil's getting up there.
Oh, New South Wales don't look like scoring at the moment.
No. Jonathan Thurston is a legend, says Relic. Now, a big run forth from Queensland to return from the kickoff.
That's a great run.
To the left, here comes Carrigan. And it's that same repetition of that last set. It's the first man makes 15, the second man makes 10.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you're about 25 metres out from your line. Another big straight run from Queensland.
Up to the 40.
To the right.
Up to the 30. Now they're up to the 40.
Great run
up
forward
to the 42.
from Futuaka. Actually, the brother of Fial Futuaka, I believe, who plays rugby union for the Reds.
Okay.
They'll know a thing or two about this ground. It's going to be fifth and final. And they made 49 metres.
Yep.
The guy from Munster. The left boot, 3 chases. And that one's going to be, is it knocked backwards or knocked forwards? It seems like it's going to be play on just for now, taken by Brian To'o. And the Blues drag down 10 metres out from their own line. Love his energy, says Daddy Fat Sacks, and wish the cameraman would pan over to Jonathan Thurston every time they score. I'm loving this, says Amelia. New South Wales can eat my snot. Says Amelia.
Right.
That's a big shot on Josh Adokar. Stats would be interesting, though, in terms of the running meters and also post-contact. That's a great run from Payne Haas.
That is a great run.
He's been one of the forwards. Him and, Liam Martin to a certain extent when it comes to the big shots, but Payne Haas has probably been the pick of the forwards for the New South Wales throughout this game.
Yep.
Because of that offload, but also because of the running game that he's had. Big fan there, bumps him down. Munster gets slammed into the turf by Liam Martin. Now fifth and final, making 57 metres, kicked high from Mitchell Moses. And that one's going to be tapped back by the Blues. A little bit of a half-assed effort from Valentine Holmes, I guess you say. Now Luai breaking through, got pace but dragged down. That was quite high from Reece Walsh. He's got him choking him out at the moment. Well, I think Jerome Luai would have reacted more if he hadn't just been half choked out because he had him on a full-on, he had the guillotine in him. Or kind of the rear naked choke.
I'll tell you what, every lucky you don't go to the bin here.
See, Captain's
there
challenge.
is a challenge.
Yeah. What are they checking this for? Last tackle handover, I think they're checking for. Touched him for 6 again. Oh, so that's no high tackle against Reece Walsh.
No.
For that one.
No.
So that's surprising, but that's origin. So they're saying Valentine Holmes had no intent of jumping up for that, which, I mean, he didn't, but then it does end up going over him.
Missing him anyway.
So I think that's going to be Queensland end up with the ball now.
Yep.
Queensland wins 30-0. I'm predicting Holmes to score last try. Who's Craig going for, says Robert. I think he said Queensland at least by 20. An head-eye from Walsh. Was it not around the neck? He's jumped on him and he's got him in the piggyback, and then he just holds him. He just keeps him in there. He's even got the arm wrapped in. And he's still choking him. Okay, so they'll lose their challenge because of the no knock on. So they don't have one anymore, but they will start with the penalty to Queensland. Oh, sorry, to New South Wales for the high tackle.
For the head-eye tackle.
And all three commentators disagree. I wonder where they're from. Looks like those guys in that. Yeah, it's embarrassing, apparently, to give that one. What about the, not releasing of the choke?
Yeah.
You know, he's squeezing him there. Still got him. What did Luai have to do? Did he have to give him a wee tap so that they realised that it wasn't going to be the choke?
But I'll tell you what, once again, though, he's getting choked out on the ground,
and
all his teammates
are just
all standing there with their fingers up their cackers, going, it's a nice day for a run round. Hey?
All right, now, here come the Blues, Liam Martin.
Finally, a change of angle.
Yeah, like you mentioned, there's no aggression.
No.
Because, if that was the old days, someone would have bloody gone in with an elbow on him, wouldn't they?
Well,
and then it would have all kicked off.
They certainly wouldn't have allowed him to lie there on the ground, choking out your fly half.
Pass goes to ground. Liam Martin finds the offload now up to fourth. Another offload there. Now a nice big fend. That's 10 metres out.
Run forward.
I guess Aussie commentary on the telly. Do we have? Do you have the Aussie commentators? Yeah, we've got the Aussie commentators as well. Nice take from Crichton. Looked to find the offload. Might have been knocked on, but the ball goes back into the hands now of Queensland. Only just out from their line. 1 metre lost for that set of 5.
Awesome.
Out to the right. They feed out. 56 minutes into this contest. Only 24 to go. I think that New South Wales, they'll be thankful to only have 24 to go, because if it was any longer, the scoreboard, they're just talking about it, 55% in favour of New South Wales for possession.
But it's what they're doing with it.
Yeah. Out to the right. Kick downfield from Daly Cherry Evans. He's had a solid game at 7 for this one. Now kick downfield, James Tedesco. Hard in the tackle again, inside of his own half, inside of his own 40 metres. Now Edo Carr tries to step. Not as effective when you're running at 3 individuals. Now Luai back across to Brian To'o. Now to the right, Isaiah Yo. Run forward. That's the main thing. Just get it on the front foot, going out to the left-hand side. Are they actually going to shift this ball? Yes, they do. And now right through the gap, almost finding a risky offload, but it's still working for them. Here comes Damien Cook right up the middle to score for New South Wales. So they are at least avoiding the nil, unless they go upstairs and check everything. They'll check this 15 times, won't they? Should be a try, but the Blues finally get it over the try line. Look at this. They were actually looking to attack with a few passes in a row. Piercing straight up the middle.
Yep.
Doing
a little bit of luck with the offload. They got thrown back. And then big hole in the middle.
Running it.
Gone.
Not jogging sideways. waiting for the gap to open up, because unfortunately in Origin it just doesn't normally. So you've got to make sure that you're forcing it. Your mum will be happy. Well, she might be happy to see a try. She might be happy to see 20 points to 4 still on the board for the old New South Wales boys. Damien Cook scores the try. It's fired up. Now they need to use that. They need to go, right, let's try and get one of the biggest comebacks in Origin. Let's get a few tries in a row. At the end of the day, they need 3 more tries in 20 minutes. Or somewhere along those lines, just with the amount of points difference. And as long as they can get a couple more conversions in Queensland, because Queensland could have had a possible 24 points. New South Wales, I know that this is too optimistic, isn't it? But you never know.
Wow.
Origin, there's been a few twists and turns over the years, hasn't there?
We'll see what happens here. Certainly, if they can get another, they can certainly get some attack. They finally got some go forward. They had 4 good runs there in a row. Finally got some go forward. Finally had a guy change angle and run up the middle. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they've scored.
20 points to 6 now.
So now they've got to get a hold of this and run its ass back as hard as they can and get some go forward again.
Yeah. They don't need to score off this set, but just get down so that you're at least in the territory of Queensland. Big run here from Junior Polo, although drifted into it, didn't he?
Yeah. All of a sudden, Queensland have got a little bit of pressure on them now. They've pretty much had the whole game going their way.
Jeez. Cameron Munster covering 6.6K so far throughout the first 60 minutes of this game.
Good run from dummy half.
Tell you what, that's a little bit of a sneaky one. Reece Robson, actually, the second most metres made. In this one, wide pass goes out to Brian To'o. Decided to cut back inwards. Was worried about that maybe 2 or 3 man tackle towards the touchline. That looked like a little ankle tap attempt there from the man on the ground. Now back off to the left. Here they come. To'o. Needed to pass that. Again, dragged down 5th. And final, they've made probably a good, 56 metres made. Put up high now from Mitchell Moses. 2 men chasing. One of them might have been taken out. Big shot coming in there from Cameron Murray on Reece Walsh. See, that's the story. Drivers head into the ground and say, if you're going to choke out my teammate.
That young snot there should have got an uppercut. Right?
And now almost all did they get him into touch. Not quite. That is brilliant work from whoever that was for Queensland.
Finally, a little bit of intensity.
Yeah. They just needed a try.
But that little snot should have got an uppercut.
One of those older fellas, Gallen would have given him one, wouldn't he?
Gallen would have given him one. Mark Guy would have given him one.
Now, 20 metres out from the line for the Waker.
We're taking no shit from such snot-nosed boy.
Picked up nicely. Off to the left here. Big run there from Collins.
That's a great run. He's played well, that Collins.
He's got a throwback frame, doesn't he? As in like the old days of Origin.
Yep.
Just a genuine big man.
Paul Surinam. Yep.
Run from Tedesco. New South Wales penalty, says Relic. Oh, that's probably for that high shot, is it? Yep. Unfortunately, that's Collins. But we always jinx it nicely. They said high tackle, but he had to have it up there. He was like this. High tackle. I'm really enjoying the stream, guys. My first time here, as I said. I'll be tuning in again. Thank you, says D-Funk. Thank you very much, mate. We will be doing State of Origin Game 3, of course. Just 21 days away. Also, alongside that, we do a lot of rugby union, mainly by myself, but we might have you on for a couple rugby union ones in the future, Pat. So if you like, that face says otherwise. Or the NRL, Pat, we follow the Warriors in their finals journeys. Hey? How about that? Junior Polo.
Right.
If you thought the ref was one-sided for this game, wait till you watch a Warriors game.
Yeah.
Now Crichton playing half. Gives it back to Isaiah. Run forward there from Cameron Murray. Going to be third. Ball. Playing the ball inside of the opposition 20. 33 times we're seeing from the Blues. There's going to be 34.
Attacking again.
On the offload to Crichton. Dad's face said it all, says D-Funk.
Got to get some bodies in motion to it.
Done well though from Moses, but it has been going back. There's Lindsay Collins driving up.
Great soccer skills. Aye.
Could have played in the A-League, old Lindsay Collins, but I feel like he'd smash most people in that league.
Trapped it beautifully.
Now he's been told he's getting off the field by the looks of that.
Ah.
Lindsay Collins, though, controls it with the boot, picks the ball up, and then makes about 15 extra meters in the 100 Hamish Warriors finals. Here's Blues, Nate. And the Ashes, that is true. We've also got the Ashes just around the corner. Super Rugby final this weekend as well. Now, nice run forward from Tobai Fidel.
Was a critical tackle.
Back across to Munster. Up to fourth now. Harry Grant, as they call him. Grant plays half again. Munster looks for the kick across. How late were New South Wales to leave to go after that
To
one?
actually, react to the fact that he was changing the direction of the kick.
It's as if they lagged, isn't it? They were all sitting there. The ball went up and they went,
Oh,
we're playing Origin.
it's over
Ball's
that
off
side.
that side. I used to really enjoy Union, but have gone off it over the last decade, says D-Funk. Not the same as it used to be, is it? Damien Cook. They're going to call it a short dropout.
Yeah, he's left in the field of play.
John Moses puts it high. Oh, there's a big effort from Liam Martin to not quite get there. Nicely taken by Tabea Fida. 17 minutes remaining. To the right, on the inside. Oh, is that a tip tackle? Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, it's just dumb.
Just tired ass dumbness.
Junior Paulo disappointed with that one. See, in the old days, you pick them up and you drop them, wouldn't you? But you're not allowed to now.
Oh,
As soon as that leg's above the horizontal, the players know the rule. As soon as it's above the horizontal.
it was just a super tired effort.
Yeah.
Basically.
Now Queensland on a hot attack again, sitting only 10 metres out from the line. Harry Grant goes to the right, low diving catch there from Cameron Munster. I don't think he was expecting to be the man who actually received that pass. It's still done very well to be able to claim it.
I thought the man inside him was getting that one.
Grant,
Great catch again.
old Tino back out on the field. Tino Fa'asuamalawi on Australia Junior Polo, his opposite number. In fact, no, sorry, he's not his opposite number. Payne Haas is now quick hands. Reece Miles, ball on the outside in the corner. Gonna be, is that Tuolangi or Xavier Coates? I think it's Tuolangi now this time, who scored it on the far side. No, it's Xavier Coates. Couldn't decide. I've said maybe the nail in the coffin. I think that coffin was nailed shut after the first 5 minutes, but
Look at the body's emotion.
yeah. Well done. Good finish. Xavier Coates. But just once again, Tedesco, he's been everywhere and nowhere at the same time, if that makes sense. We've seen him a lot, but we haven't seen him do a lot.
He's just been a yard behind on about every try they've scored, I think.
There's Jonathan Thurston absolutely loving it. Always got something on his head, doesn't it? Doesn't he? It's not headgear this time, it's headphones. Big ones. Fancy
Good night,
than ours. Bloody out forward pass, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Good night, you lads. We came to watch the Blues, says Siru.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, the Blues did not turn up for this game. We're playing.
So they had 4 people coming across and cover the fence,
And no one covered it.
but everybody had committed themselves to an inside player.
Yeah. Addo rushed up, no one.
And left probably the people that had to run the furthest distance to try and tackle him in the corner.
Is my imagination. Was that pass forward or not? Says Relic. I think we've learnt from that earlier one that was a try. That
Flat forward.
Yeah, the one that was forward by a year. We've realised that this game they're not calling forward passes, unfortunately.
I think everybody's a bit quick for the referee. Strifton. Got him.
It's beautifully kicked there.
I I don't think the referee can run fast enough to keep up with the players, so everything looks good from where he's looking from it.
Which is where your touch judges need to step in, but they don't. They're just there to mark where the ball went out.
They collect their pay packets.
Unless that ball pass these daddy fat sacks and the bunker have left their box, get some meat pies. As you would too. I mean, if there's a meat pie available, although they're not normally as good in Aussie as they are in New Zealand, which is a harsh statement, but it's the humidity, isn't it? Just doesn't quite allow the pastry to rise the same way. Pastry, you got to get that little bit of air flowing through the dough, not damp air. You got to get that ceiling fan on the thing.
Right.
It's a knock on, but you're going in front of him. Comment from the referee. I didn't realise he sounded like that, but doesn't actually surprise me. Are you allowed to say that?
That's called a penalty.
It's just your imagination, says Cyril. It's a radio to Billy Slater, Hamish. He's assistant Queensland coach to Slater. Same as Cameron Smith. Yeah, I know why he's got it on. It's just he's always got the headgear on, doesn't he? In some form or another.
Right.
Probably sleeps with one of those eye masks on just to feel at home. You know what he's got on the inside? Just a nice little screen watching all his past Origin glory. The left. Down the Blues, straight run again from Murray. Murray has changed the running tactics anyway since coming onto the field. He's been held there a long time for Tino Fa'asua Malaawi. You got to release him, says the ref. Want to take the quick tap there from Murray within the 10. He ran up off the line, though. Very nicely done. And Blues messed it up again 14 minutes ago. Says Relic, that ball's been stripped. And
he dropped it. He dropped it.
You played them, they didn't play you. Yeah, knock on. Ugh. It's been a hard watch. I'll be honest, the first one was a lot closer and a lot more back and forth.
Oh, true.
Than this one.
Oh.
Yep. This one, not so much. But it's still been fun. You know? Able to hang out for almost 2 hours, haven't we? Watching one side play rugby and the other just be there on the screen.
Now you're going to have somebody kicking the ball off there.
True. Yeah, or else the game wouldn't progress the way that it has. One pass can change a game. I didn't see the rest of that. One pass didn't change this game, though, did it? I've seen quite a few. Bro, look at this guy's time at, says Seru. I think, as in what time have we got? We got 68 minutes, 20 seconds. And I'm going back to sleep. Dumb cane toes, says Obi. Now to the left. Not over yet. There's still time left. Reece Walsh tackled. Run again from Harry Grant.
Yep.
Straight away looking to the ref. Maybe he is Michael Hooper's brother.
He could be.
Cherry Evans, big fend, bumping off Jerome Luai.
That's
He shouldn't be making that many metres as a number 7.
He's made 20 metres.
Ball up there, Munster. Chased hard here for Queensland. This could be contestable under the high ball. Once again, retaining the ball, but I think there's last tackle handover. No knock on, they've said.
Nope.
Thanks for the live feed. Says Rob Strickland. No worries at all. We will be back for game number 3, which is taking place in 21 days' time. This sounds like we're having a check upstairs for this.
Captain's challenge.
Glad I didn't pay to watch this. Says Relic. Yeah, you made a good decision. Unless, of course, you're a Queensland supporter, then you'd be absolutely loving every second that your money has bought you. Right. What are we looking for here?
I'm assuming they're looking to see whether he actually gets tackled.
Or is it a toe knock on first?
No.
Challenge is unsuccessful. What were they challenging for? I assume it was for the knock on.
Yeah. I'm assuming so.
Also, you're much better at home watching your team lose, says Relic. And also, Bunker is not in. And challenge unsuccessful for the Maroons, says Cyril, which now means that only 15 metres out from the line, the Blues now back in possession. There was a half moment after they scored that try, the Blues, that they looked like they were ready to go, didn't they? But that was one set.
That was a great tackle there.
Moving Cotter, making 42 today. Robson, Isaiah Yeo, 40s. Carrigan, 40. Payne Haas, 38. Yeah.
Tackle count.
Cotter been very busy. A little bit of attitude from Tino there, slamming the head down as IEO runs up at Fotuaika. Come on, the Blues, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Out to the left, Tedesco. I don't think I've seen him pass the ball once, other than that little tap-on thing that he does. Other than that, though, I don't think the backline's moved any further than Tedesco when he's ended up with the ball, waiting for that one to bounce there for Queensland. That's curling towards the touchline. Reece Walsh, well, some would call that a brilliant leave, wouldn't they? Because it has ended up curling all the way from 20 metres out from Queensland's line, right round into the in-goal area.
Once again, the bounce of the ball. If you're going shit, bounce of the ball doesn't go your way. That could have quite easily rolled into the touch.
But it did not.
But it didn't.
Oh, sorry, didn't know you have a leech here, Hammy. Must be Dad's boys. I see none of these useless five-tackle guys in real rugby sport. Some crunch time. There's the snooze. I assume you're saying that rugby union, they don't make as many tackles. Maybe. Yes. Yeah, 42 tackles made in one game. You don't see those kind of numbers in rugby union, do you? The only real time you see that, I mean, you see like maybe 25. That's Finley, or not Finley Christie, Tom Christie, those type of boys. The open sides. We saw 200 plus tackles made from Queensland in that first half. About 166 for the Blues, but now Queensland back on attack. Faso Malawi. Good low. 9 minutes, something has to give, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Out to the right. Little kick of mine from Cherry Evans, and it just goes dead. Harry Grant unable to chase it down. Here comes Addo-Carr. Right. Is he going to run up here and take the quick tap, or is he just going to... He hands it off. Gives it off now to James Tedesco.
Yeah, you look at the difference there. Queensland, when they run the ball back from the end goal, the tap, the guy ran up there as fast as he could, tapped it, and he was off.
Yeah.
All right. Addo-Carr jogs up there, taps it, and then passes it off to someone.
Yeah. And it's another back rather than one of the big forwards hitting it up. Yeah. Now Mitchell Moses goes off to Leon Martin, finds his offload to Moses, who slightly fumbles, but then in the right direction. Can't believe the Blues took that short kick out.
Drops it.
Knocked it on.
Drops it at the play of the ball.
Challenge, they're saying. What are they challenging? They don't have a challenge left. They lost their challenge earlier on.
Yeah.
Wait, has the ref forgotten that? They don't have a captain's challenge, mate. But they're going to go upstairs for it. He stole it off them earlier, didn't they? The captain's challenge.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
They took it away from them.
They lost it, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. But even though they got the penalty.
Yeah. Challenge is unsuccessful anyway, so they still don't have it. And also, we have got Rob has said, great commentary. It's a matter of time before you get picked up by an established sports channel. Thank you very much, Rob. Usually appreciated. I feel like I've got to be an ex-player, though, to get picked up by any of those ones, don't I? Because it's always the ex-players that get into the box. Do you think I'd go any good at playing rugby league?
No.
Why not? I'm a big unit of a bloke, okay?
Yeah, might be right in the under sixes.
Even then, I get smashed, I think. Let's turn there.
So that's great yardage.
And that's from a man who's already made 40-plus tackles in the game as well.
2 passes off the scrum. And they make 30-odd metres.
Queensland just on song says, Daddy Fat Six, don't think Cleary or Cordicell would have done any better. It might have helped them a little bit just because of the chemistry side of things between Cleary and his Panthers boys, but I don't think overall in the long run, I don't think it would have made the huge change to this result.
Although the kicking game hasn't been strong from New South Wales, has it?
No.
Right? They've either banged it downfield. Queensland are actually helping them out a bit here. They've run backwards probably 30-odd metres trying to pass the ball.
Yeah. Also, you got to have balls like Gallen for this game, mate, says Defunk. So that takes away 99% of this Blues side at the moment. Harsh comment, but, you know. Now off to the left-hand side. Got low tackle made. We didn't get to see that Blues fire, did we?
No.
Queensland with the kick across from Munster again. It's gone high. Oh, that's a hard landing for Damien Cook, but he's dropped the ball in the process. Is that another one? Right.
Try.
It's called as a try, Jeremiah Nanai, the try scorer for that one. Cook slammed down on his back after trying to catch that one. I don't think they're going upstairs for it. The only thing that they might check is maybe tackled in the air, but I don't think. Yeah. I don't think they'll go that way. No, Cleary is hurt. Hurting the kicking, says Defunk. Cam Munster sees the gap in behind, goes up. He gets taken out by Addo Carr. And when, like you've said there, there's no cohesion with them tonight. The fact that Addo Carr and Damien Cook couldn't work out who was going up for that ball, that then knocked the ball to go free and Queensland to have an easy just drop, put the ball over the try line. Thanks very much for coming.
Lost the ball, lost the air out of his lungs.
Yeah.
Addo Carr, instead of running a block,
blocked his teammate.
Runs interference on his own teammate.
Yeah.
And takes his own man out.
Like a blocker in the NFL.
Brilliant.
Look at this.
You know,
where's the communication?
Where's Addo Carr looking?
Well, he did get bumped by Coates, but that still doesn't change anything. He never once looked down to see if his teammate was.
Once had a look to see if anybody was actually going for it.
Interesting, to say the least.
It's awful.
Well, game 3 should be exciting, shouldn't it? Hey? Turbo's fault says, no, I don't think we can blame it all on him, though. Like, the one try scorer for the Blues was Damien Cook. The man who replaced him, Valentine Holmes. 2 tries, 3 goals, 14 points. Man of the match, I would have to say, is probably right up there for him. That go over?
He'd be right up there for man of the match, I would say.
Oh, like a Ruben Cotter.
Yep.
He's got to have some shout of a mention, I guess you'd say. He would
certainly be the forward of the match, I would imagine.
Tuolangi got his first tries all round, says Daddy Fat Sacks. And Nanai first try as a Queenslander? I believe so. Jeremiah Nanai. Billy Slater. You'd honestly, looking at his face, you'd think his team was losing, wouldn't you?
Happy on the inside.
36 or 32 to 6. Says Siri. They're the problem I saw before I turned the TV. First half, second try in the backs of New South Wales. We're playing forwards too. Oh man, as New Zealander, Queenslander for life. Says this news. Hey, Siri's listening to me. Wonder how long the messages that she just got. The tries. We've seen Holmes score 2, Tuolangi, Tibo Fidel, Cook, Coates, and Nanai. Now quick hands, flat, but they call what? No.
Wow.
Get out of town. They're calling a forward pass.
Only because the line was there. Well done, the touchy. After the game is gone, he finally found one.
Forward pass.
You see the confusion on the Queenslanders' faces?
I thought they went into the settings before the game and turned it off.
Right?
Just like in a video game.
You see the confusion on the Queenslanders' faces?
He couldn't believe it.
They're going, shit, we've been doing them all day, Rick. What do you mean it's forward?
That was one of our flatter ones.
That was good.
Off to the left now for the Blues. Thought they forgot what that was, says Defunk. Yeah, it was first forward pass of the day.
Had to wait until they got 26 points ahead before he could call it.
Now to the right.
4 minutes to go. What can New South Wales do? Can they show any sort of glimpse of being ready for 3 weeks' time? Anything to savour and say, well, at least we won the last 5 minutes.
Zio packed up, driven backwards by Tino Fa'asua Mala'awi.
And he's dropped it.
And he's dropped the ball. So the answer, I guess, is no. But
they could have at least dragged it out for a little bit before they said no.
Yeah.
No.
Just a little bit. Right. The 8th team, the clean sweep in Origin series is what they're going for here.
Yep.
Knock on, says Sarah it was. And also, Jesus says 30 Fat Sacks. Great game. If you're a Queenslander, thanks for the company. I'm out of here, says Relic. See you later, mate. Yep. Thank you for tuning in for as long as you have as well. It's been one of those games that it's got to be frustrating for a Blues supporter, doesn't it? Like, infuriating, because the talent in that backline, we were talking about it before the game, they've got all the talent in the world there. It's just it's as if they don't all speak
The same language.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just not flash. Knock on there from Queensland. Was it called as a strip? No, it's going to be now a line break. One more chance for New South Wales. Probably go by a New South Wales one when they win, says the snooze. I can't wait to wear my maroon jumper from Full Sun. I bought 8 years ago tomorrow at work. All right, now, Liam Martin down 30 metres out from the line. They have got 4 phases now. And I would say after that, there will be no more chances for them. To the left, there's Io, big shot coming in on him.
Queensland still hitting hard in the tackle. Hey, they're enjoying themselves out there.
Now, a little bit of a switch going off to Tedesco, falling awkwardly in the tackle by Tino Faso Malawi, and I believe that will end up being a penalty to the Blues for the way that he landed. Queensland commentators not happy about that one. I'll be a stranger now, Relic. Take care, my guy. Ugh, that could have been bad.
That's a hip drop. Regardless of what the commentators say, it's a hip drop.
Payne Haas. Tied up by 3. I'm going for dude's legs now. Says Hanoi. Out to the right. Moses goes to Jerome Luai. A little bit of footwork there from Luai, but going to be held again. And Cameron Murray both looking to the touch judge, asking for penalties for their own respective things. Nice snipe round the side. That's a risky offload, but somehow it's almost gone to the man he wanted, I guess. Now Crichton, been invisible throughout this game, I have to say. I've said it 2 times already. Now Ado Carr, another man who's had his invisibility cloak on, like he's straight out of Harry Potter. Now 15 metres out. They're back to 0. 30 seconds remaining. They try the grubber on first. Was he taken out? Ref not looking at it. Tedesco was wanting it, although now they might check it. Right, sounds like it is possibly going to be the penalty to the Blues here. Although, no, they're actually checking for a hit on Reece Walsh. Right, Jerome Luai and Reece Walsh going head-to-head. Looks like there's a little bit of head-banging going on.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Reece Walsh did try and choke him out earlier in the game, didn't he? So, as soon as he got his chance to get his hands on him, he was going to do so. Tino having a bit of a push and a shove. Is it just me, or does Reece Walsh look like he spends more time at the cosmetic surgeon than he does in the gym? You know, he's got a face.
He's a pretty boy.
Ado Carr's throwing a punch at him, but then Reece Walsh is throwing a headbutt at. What's Ado Carr doing?
Good work.
He's throwing the weakest punch known to man. Like he's throwing a punch that's hit him here. If you're gonna throw one, at least make sure your accuracy's up.
That just shows how pathetic New South Wales have been.
Yeah.
They can't even throw a decent punch.
No.
Unbelievable. They're an embarrassment.
Like, what's Ado Carr up to there? He's trying to put players in front of him, between him and the ref.
Right.
Reece Walsh is all happy now.
What's
Looks like the
that
pushing
goose?
is still continuing. Yeah, Reece Walsh doing the hand like that.
Like I said, they sort of snotted him earlier.
Right. Wait, what's happening now? It's just going to be, is it a scrum or
Blow the full
they're
time.
going upstairs? I think Ado Carr's going to get himself probably on report for throwing the punch that hit him like
Weakest
this.
punch in Origin history.
He's going off the field for 10
You
minutes.
get 10 in the bin for being an embarrassment.
Yeah, he could have got a red if he actually struck him, but
Get your ass off the field. Hey, you're an embarrassment.
what a punch, eh? We said we wanted to see some punches. If we knew they'd look like that, we would have said, no, thank you.
Paul Gallen's mother hits harder than that. Hey,
What has this game been for New South Wales?
he just wanted to get first crack at the showers.
Yeah, wanted the warm water.
Get off.
Right, 20 seconds remaining. I believe the ball's going to be in the hands of Queensland. This game is... Reece Walsh for that headbutt on Jerome Luai, also off the field.
Hang on, has he been sent off?
Yeah.
He's been sent off. Not 10.
Wait, so he's got the red.
Yeah.
Right, so he's going to be more than likely maybe even on report.
He's going to wake up tomorrow morning and realise that he's probably going to miss the next Origin.
Yeah. Tell him to go work on his eyebrows. Says the snooze. Oh, just like Reece, you've done a headbutt. Luai kind of goes, all right. Fair enough. 20 seconds left. The players are all just walking off. Tell you what, that's where a couple of the players, it looks like he's having a bit of a chat. So, yeah, headbutt from Walsh. Then does Luai, I guess Luai must throw, yeah, he gives one back. I said they were playing a bit of head tennis. And now you're in that scenario of, I mean, if there's any other players out there on the field who want to have a punch up, you might as well do it now so that, you know, you might get overlooked. They just have two players go, oi, halfway. Might as well go now.
What a bloody joke.
He's busy browsing. Why does the security walk out the Blues? But not Walsh. That's because Walsh
was... 80 minutes gone before they finally get pissed off with something.
It's actually a quick tap for the Blues as well, so they've got one last crack here. But Murray decides to take the contact, or does he? No, he finds the offload. Continues. Liam Martin swats it away to Queensland. They'll be celebrating. And that's going to be the end of the contest and the end of the State of, hang on, you almost dropped it on the mouse. End of the State of Origin series for New South Wales. They've still got one more game that they've got to go for. Prime and Sky are crooks. Thank goodness you are reliable. Yes, this is a great embarrassment. Go the Cane Toads. There's Rob there. Yeah, one of the more weird games I've seen.
I played the Maroons.
Yeah, they did play well. At the end of the day, they were the better side in pretty much every aspect of this contest. Their backline was crisper. Their running game was stronger. Their strategy was there. The Blues, at least they dressed themselves this morning. That's one good thing that they did today. They threw the weakest punch in Origin history of Josh Addo-Carr. Like, the funny thing is, if he had struck him, it would have probably been a decent red, wouldn't it? But to get a yellow card for a punch means you've really not done well.
It was that pathetic. He probably shouldn't even got the yellow.
No. They should have just all had him sit there and everyone laugh at him.
He was just wiping the sweat off his shoulder.
It wasn't commentary by the Kiwi lads, Irish and Kiwi dad. Thank you both.
Better off ruffling his hair. That would have pissed him off more.
Would have taken more effort for him to fix, wouldn't it? You know?
You've got wee fly on your thing. I'll just give that a wee. Yeah.
But it's been an Origin to remember, hasn't it? Oh, I feel like we'll remember it for all the wrong reasons, though. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in for this State of Origin live stream. I thought you were going for a handshake there. You almost hit me as hard there as Addo-Carr hit on Walsh. You didn't even connect. Nonetheless, thank you all very much for being here for the State of Origin game. The end score 32 points to 6, and the Queenslanders get themselves over the try line multiple times in this matchup. Man of the match for me, Valentine Holmes, alongside, I would say, Ruben Cotter's got a real good shot of getting the honourable mention. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning into this Origin. We've got a couple more live streams this weekend. It will be myself doing the Chiefs versus Crusaders game, Curry Cup final in the rugby, and then also the Ashes just around the corner for the Aussies after getting themselves a first win over the English. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, sure leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next one.